The new update has an unlimited item glitch, a really cool feature that Respawn are actually embracing, and a few more cool things we're going to touch on. But first of all, there's a very strange glitched area on the map right now. You may have seen recently on social media or in-game, a lot of people are posting screenshots of an unlimited copycat kit pile, and this is the result of a strange glitch that you can experience right now, where items spawn from mid-air. The glitch takes place at this building right here, and it works as follows. Every time somebody dies and they have a copycat kit on them, the copycat kit for some reason will spawn in the air at this exact location. And eventually, obviously when enough people die, which is really easy to do because this is a revivals mode, the pile becomes absolutely huge. I stayed here for a bit, watched a few people mess around like a CCTV camera, but also experienced the pile expand. And I don't know why this specifically takes place on this roof exclusively, but if you're ever in game and walking past this roof right here and you really want a copycat kit, well, you have just about the whole catalog right here. And it usually drops the most popular copycat kits because it is dropping off people's dead bodies. That's not the only weird item interaction in this update though, because you know the Rev School grenades? Well, they have a secret feature which is honestly easy to use and really good to put pressure on your enemies. You may remember when they first came out, I did mention that you can grapple them and basically throw yourself across the map by combining the skull and grapple, but recently these discoveries have been expanded when people realized you can put items on the skulls. Items ranging from the caustic barrel to the octane jump pad. And here is how the interactions go. Starting off, if you want to put an item on top of the skull, the easiest way is to look straight down, throw the skull so it stays still for a moment, and then throw the ability or item on it. If there are no enemies nearby, the skull will basically just float slowly upwards, but if there are enemies nearby, the skull will go to the enemies with the item on top of it. The first interaction is with the skull and the octane jump pad, and this is especially effective when there are no enemies nearby and the skull doesn't want to chase anyone. Basically, when you throw the octane jump pad on the skull, it will stay on there, and you can use it to basically bounce yourself for a good 30 seconds around in the air, while the jump pad continually rises so you get some height. This can probably be used practically to get up onto high buildings, but also it's just fun to do and silly to do. It does take a tiny bit of skill to make sure you don't fall off, but this is a good party trick, although you can't do this forever because the jump pad does eventually despawn. The second ability you can put on the skull was actually approved by Respawn themselves in this Twitter post right here, where the player uses the same strategy, throws the skull straight down, but also throws a caustic gas trap on the skull, basically creating two things. First of all, a homing gas missile, but second of all, a skull with a lot more health, because you have to realize the gas trap does block the damage that the skull would be taking, meaning people can't do much about this. And it's funny that Apex approved it because it is clearly a glitch, but honestly, you gotta love it. I did it myself and it was very effective of putting pressure on the enemy, and they were kind of focused on running away from the skull with a gas trap on it rather than shooting me, which is what you want more than anything. If I wasn't solo queuing trios, I probably would have won this, but you know, in my dreams I guess. I did also try to do this interaction with the rampart wall and the skull, but it doesn't work. It seems it only works for items that you throw down to place. I also tried it with the heat shield, and I think it will work because the heat shield does bounce off the skull, but I couldn't get it to work. There are maybe a few more abilities that can be combined with the skull, but do be aware that this is possible and it's really fun to do. No doubt it will be patched by the next time the skull comes around. Also, I want to show you another pretty cool glitch that you may not have seen. You may be aware there is a glitch going around where akimbos don't use the same skin, and mostly this has been seen on the Mozambiques with the most mid skins you've ever seen. But recently, somebody managed to get this glitch with the reactive akimbo P20s, and not just that, both of the skins were in the reactive phase and it looked amazing. I don't know why there's not an option to put separate skins on the akimbos, but oh my god, it looks beautiful. The colours complement each other so well, and hopefully Respawn does consider maybe adding this as a feature. I know it might be hard to code, but it does look cool. Before we talk about a bit of a controversial thing with the new update, let's talk about a really cool thing. As I saw this video the other day, and it actually amazed me to how skilled the person is who created the video. You may have saw a few months ago there was a concept for a ballistic heirloom going around, where a YouTuber called Mac the Boatman created a whole heirloom heirloom for Ballistic and implemented it into the game with its own animations, which was very cool. Obviously, a lot of people did go, is this the Ballistic heirloom? It's not, it's a concept, but regardless, it's cool. And Mac the Boatman actually also just created a Mad Maggie heirloom as well, and I have to show this because it is so good and Respawn need to take inspiration. Funnily enough, for the Mad Maggie heirloom, Mac the Boatman does use a bat as its base idea, which is funny because Octane's heirloom in Apex Mobile was a bat. Octane's bat heirloom was really cool, and it was a shame Apex Mobile was completely scrapped because it also killed this heirloom. And honestly, it's an idea that main Apex needs to take. Give Legends straight up second heirlooms instead of recolors. That would be a good idea, right? Also, the official Play Apex account did do a reference to Octane's bat heirloom in a recent post, or at least I think they did. Back onto the Mad Maggie heirloom concept though, because the creator of the heirloom concept did add some really cool little nods to Mad Maggie's lore within the heirloom, which is what you want with a legend specific heirloom. Like at the bottom there's a pin which is actually a reference to the golden grenade that Maggie used to blow off Fuse's arm, and also when you go further up, the heirloom is activated like a motorbike with a key, and it also has a brake on it. You can actually see how inspired this heirloom concept is by a motorbike with the sounds it makes as well. And honestly, it looks really good. If this came out as a Maggie heirloom, this would probably be a fan favorite, and this guy is extremely skilled. So go check out Mac the Boatman if you want to see his full video on building the heirloom and implementing it into game. Really good job. I love to see stuff like this, and it's nice to see while we're just getting universal heirlooms over and over again, and rumors are that Respawn has just scrapped legend specific heirlooms. Although I think universal heirlooms haven't been the hit Respawn wanted them to be, so perhaps we'll make a return to legend specific heirlooms very soon. Let's hope. On to some other stuff though. Yesterday you may have tried to change your skin in game and weren't able to. That's because Respawn actually took down the legend locker and stuff like that for maintenance. Although the downtime only lasted 1 hour, so if you did experience this, you wouldn't have experienced it for long. But we don't see maintenance like this much in Apex, so I wonder why they did it. Maybe Respawn saw the item servers slowing down a bit and they didn't want this situation to happen again where everybody's items got removed from the game. Also, there's been a piece of news that has been blowing up lately. Obviously, I only made a video saying Apex has been killed 2 days ago, but during the day I uploaded that, Apex hit a pretty crazy milestone of having its first day under 100,000 average players in, well, years. And a lot of people are posting this, and it is creating quite a lot of doom and gloom. Although a lot of people do seem hopeful for next season. With the fact that there are rumors that Lifeline Reborn is going to come, that is certainly going to bring back many people who have left from the game, along with a rumored OG mode. Apex really needs to get back in gear, because if the players do keep slipping like they've been slipping for the last year, the game is not going to last much longer. And I would imagine EA will probably pivot a lot of effort to making Battlefield Battle Royale a good experience that could replace Apex on a whole. Funnily enough, one thing I think will bring back a lot of players that Respawn have confirmed is coming back soon is arenas. Around a year ago now, Respawn did say that arenas will come back eventually within around 1 to 2 years, and we are hitting the time where arenas should be coming back. So maybe next season we could also see arenas return to the game. Respawn have definitely seen the situation they're in, and they're definitely going to try the hardest to get people back. Although honestly, I think if they truly wanted to try, they would have brought Shadow Royale back this year instead of whatever this mode is. But let's all hope for the best for Apex Legends' future, and if not, screw it, subscribe for Battlefield Battle Royale news.